Hi guys, today we're going to tie a orange Whooliebugger, a beadhead Whooliebugger. In the vise I have a size 12 streamer hook with a 5/32 copper bead on it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take some soft lead wire and we're going to mount the soft lead wire onto the hook before we start our thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is where I like mine to be. We'll wiggle and break that off. And I found that with this soft lead wire that I use, it's easier just to cut the end off and then give it a spin. Okay, so we're ready to go now. We're going to start our thread on the hook. Right behind the hook, right behind the lead that we started there, and you're going to start your thread normally. And what I like to do is I like to just kind of tie my lead in very loosely at first, and then you can kind of go over top of the lead. And I like to, and this is not necessary, but I like to build, kind of trap it in there and build a nice tapered body right into it. This will help you later in the fly. And then I started doing this. I don't cut my tag in until I get all the way to the bend. And then we'll come in here and we'll cut our tag end off. And there's where we're at. Okay, so next we need to put our tail section on the fly, which we're going to use a marabou blood quill. And there it is. All we're going to do is we're going to wet it. And it just makes, having this a little damp, makes measuring and mounting the feather much easier. So we're going to want our tail to be equal to the length of the hook shank. So we'll come in here like that, and we'll secure it with a pinch wrap to keep it on top of the hook. And then we'll do a couple loose wraps there just to get it where we need it. And then we'll just secure that down. Okay, so there's where we're at. The tail section is just a little bit long, so we'll give it a couple tugs there just to make it where we need it. We'll come in here and we'll snip off our feather. And then what I like to do is really just secure this down, because it takes the biggest beating. And then bring your thread back right to the beginning of those feathers where you initially tied that in. And I've seen there's been some debate about the next part of this, but what I found that I like to do, and what I found is easier, is I like to tie my chenille in first before my hackle feathers. So we're going to tie in some medium-sized orange chenille. And we'll just get that secured really good. Some nice securing wraps. Make sure our marabou in the back there is just fine. And we can let that hang. I usually throw it over the side of the hook to make it easier. Next step is we need to take some saddle hackle. This is an orange saddle hackle feather. I need to trim some of the quill off. But we're going to take an orange saddle hackle feather. And I've stripped all of the plumy stuff off the bottom. And we're going to get my chenille out of the way. And we're going to tie this guy in right on the side of the hook. It makes it a little easier. And you're going to want to make sure this guy's really locked in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our thread right up to the back of the bead there. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap this chenille. And if you have a rotary vise, which I do, but I'm not going to use the rotary function for video purposes, but the rotary vise makes this really easy. We're going to wrap these in tight touching turns. Nice tight touching turns all the way up the fly. I can fit one more in there, I think. Oh, my hook moved. Okay. Now we're going to just secure that chenille down. Right behind the bead there. Okay, so next we need to wrap our hackle. And what I found makes this nice and easy is to actually get some hackle pliers out and it makes the whole process much easier. So I got an easy hackle plier sitting here. Yeah, I'll just use this easy hackle plier. In there with this. This just makes wrapping these feathers a lot easier, especially if you have bigger fingers like I do. These feathers can be kind of tight to get in and do. So let's just go ahead. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this quill. Screw that. You're going to wrap this quill in between the wraps of chenille. And if you're worried about it coming out, just after you get your wrap around, put your finger on the back of the hook. And there you go. Oh, I keep hitting the camera. I'm sorry, guys. Put your finger on the back of the hook. And there you go. Now, this front feather can be a little bit tricky to tie down. So once you get it tied down, I always give it 5 or 6 extra wraps just to keep it where it needs to be. And we'll come in here and we'll cut off our feather tag and give this a fluff. And all it's left to do is come in and do a 5 to 6 turn or 4 to 5 turn whip finish. That's it. Thank you for watching.